Hi,
Hi.
Anisha. Happy Startup Day to you.
Thank you. Same to you. And a big thank you to your story for sharing our story with the world. I think it's a great platform.
Thank you so much. Glad to be able to do that for the entire startup ecosystem. Anisha, if you can tell me, where you are based and a little bit about your journey so far in terms of building your startup and what you do.
Sure. So, Shivani, I'm from Mumbai. I'm a mom to two myself, and I happened to become an entrepreneur by chance. Actually, when my kids started growing and outgrowing their things, I didn't know what to do with all the stuff that was just piling up inside my house. And like most families of today, I too belong to a nuclear family setup. So I didn't have anybody who I could just, pass on those things to. Started an Instagram page to help myself declutter, and eventually started coming across a lot more moms who were going through a similar problem. And that's when I realized that there's a gap in the market, and maybe I could be the one who could create this platform and this community of moms and help everyone declutter. So I started building my third baby, which is my Thrift Baby Loot. It's basically an easy space where parents can buy, sell, or give away their kids' pre loved products, which are products that they've used and no longer need. So that's a
Right.
little about.
So, right, Anisha. So clearly, I mean, it started off being a mompreneur to now having a business per se. If you can tell us a little bit about, what really validated your ideas and who are the kind of customers, the community that you really have among moms, and, how far you've gone in actually, enabling this mission of yours.
So we've already done over 3,800 orders. Uh, and I focus a lot on the sustainability side of it because what we're basically doing is we are creating a circular ecosystem for these products by making sure that they don't get dumped in the landfills. We make sure they instead reach a home where they're loved and valued, because we as moms understand the emotional attachment behind each of our kids' products. So, by doing all of this, we are reducing their carbon footprint, and we are helping making our planet a lot more greener. So I focus a lot on that and trying to create a small impact in a small little way. Like I said, we've already done over 4,000 orders. We've managed to create a strong community on Instagram. We have close to 23,000 moms associated with us already. But it's a learning curve. Like I said, it just started like a social media page. It's now slowly turning, like I made a pilot website just to test how things would go and whether I could build something like this. Now that the confidence is building, I've actually started working on the real tech behind the platform. So it's a journey, and it's taking its own course. But I'm sure once it's fully developed and it's out there, we'll be able to create a much bigger impact with it.
Sure. It's interesting to see how you've managed to scale this community and achieve what you have so far. Tell us a little bit more about your aim in terms of, scaling operations in the coming years. You mentioned that you are working on the tech aspect of it. Is there anything that you need sort of assistance on in terms of developing that end?
So yes, that is one of the biggest challenges that we're facing right now, and we are considering that we have limited resources at hand. I have to outsource, the building part of it, so that comes with its own pros and cons. But we're taking it one step at a time, and yeah, my idea is basically to automate the entire process, because I understand that thrifting by itself is a fairly new concept in our country, and it will take off in a big way in the coming future. But before it takes off, I'd rather have a platform ready where it's just very easy. It should be, at the click of a button. So that's the idea behind it, and that's where I'm working on. I'm looking to automate the entire system and process and make thrifting a very seamless experience for parents.
Sure, and even when it comes to sort of financing your startups and developing the tech, how do you sort of manage finances? I'm assuming you are bootstrapped at the moment.
I
Are
am.
you looking to sort of apply to any of these grant programs? What are your plans?
So yes, so far we've managed it completely bootstrapped. It's now that I'm feeling the pinch of it while we're building the tech. So yes, I've started exploring on the government scheme side of it. I've started applying for grants. I'm hoping to get through some of them. So once that works out and once I have the product ready, then I will be taking it to the next step and actually approaching, say, maybe an angel investor to take it ahead from there.
Sure. Tell us a little bit more about your personal journey, Anisha, in terms of what keeps you going, what got you started. You did mention, you started off as an accidental entrepreneur in a sense, but of course, balancing being a mom and starting off at the same time. How do you do that? What keeps you motivated on this startup journey? Because that, in fact, is another big challenge that is not really spoken of too much.
So my journey has been quite drastic. I actually started off as a model and actress, and I did that for over a decade. And then once my kids came into the picture, I decided to take a step back and I stepped out. So I come from a completely different background. I would say I come back from the industry background, and then once my kids started growing, and like I mentioned, I felt the need to declutter. I did not even think of it as a business back then. It was just a social media page, and just I was enjoying that communication with other moms, creating a space for ourselves. It was kind of nice to have that community coming along, and just built on that. It's actually maybe sometime back only when I actually started thinking of it as a business, and I'm in the process of building it now. So the journey has been quite a learning curve, I would say. I never imagined the day I started it that it would reach here, and it's growing by the day. So it's quite an exciting journey, actually.
Sure. And if you can tell us, this.
Motherhood challenges, yes, that is a challenge as well, because I work from home and my kids are usually in the background. So taking all work calls, or sometimes even focusing and sitting and putting all your energy in one place becomes a challenge in itself. But the fact that all my work is focused around kids and their products, it makes it fairly easier. I bring in a lot of empathy in the platform. I'm building it like a mom, for other moms, and I think that's where other moms associate with me as well, and I plan to keep that empathy alive. So I think that is a strength in itself.
Sure, great to see you balancing all of this and interesting transition that we've seen from a model actor to actually building this sustainable startups for moms. Tell us a little bit about how you keep your team motivated. How big a team do you have? A little bit more about that.
So I'm working in a very lean setup right now because of resources being limited, and I end up outsourcing most of my work. So team building is something that I am working on. We don't have too many people on board as of now. It's primarily me doing all the juggling as of now and the hustling. But I think eventually we'll get there. By the next meeting, I'll be able to speak a lot more about it.
Sure. If you can tell us right now, when I look for My Thrift Baby Loot, is it a website? Is it a community? Is it largely on WhatsApp and Facebook? How exactly are you running operations?
So it's a social media page on Instagram, and we also have a WhatsApp group, and we have a website of our own as well. And very soon we'll be launching our app as well. So.
That's great. In terms of impact, would you like to share any details on, are there any particular products that are, seeing usability and they get picked up sooner than the others? What are people looking for when it comes to, these reusable products in the baby market and space?
I think in the baby space, it's all kind of products that get picked up, because babies by default end up using a product barely for like a month or two, and then they just outgrow it, be it their clothes, be it their cot or high chairs. Those are maybe used a couple of months more, 6 months at max, and then they outgrow it. So those products are almost as new in condition in reality. And if other parents get a chance, a space to buy and save money on them, because obviously over here, since they're thrifted, they come at a fraction of their original cost. So not many people know of the platform, of the existence as of now, but as and when they are discovering it, they're realizing the potential value behind it, because they end up saving money. They also end up decluttering on the same platform. So people who come in as sellers eventually become buyers as well. It's a marketplace, and both sides are connected in a great way. So the impact is slowly building. But from the stories that I hear from mothers that are connected with us, I do feel that we are managing to create an impact in our small little way in everyday lives.
Right, great to hear your journey in creating this sustainable business in this niche space that is, of course, so important for mothers.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for your time and sharing your story. A quick word on any message that you want to put out there in terms of what you want to do, or any outreach, any assistance you need in building further from here, and where do you see your startup in the next say 3 to 5 years?
So Shivani, I am looking at it. I have a big vision. I think I we have the potential of becoming like the Amazon of all things pre-loved. Maybe once we become pioneers in the baby space, we could venture into other areas as well. It's just a matter of time that we eventually get there. So assistance would be in obviously helping us spread the word. So thank you, your story. You're already doing that for us, and looking forward to more such interactions in the future as well. And of course, like I mentioned, we've already started exploring the government grant and scheme side of it. So if anyone's here from the government, then that would be great, because it's initiatives like this that give entrepreneurs like me who don't have a strong backing in the entrepreneurial world, a chance to dream, I think. And we will eventually get there, I'm sure.
Right. Thank you so much, Anisha, for sharing that with us. And we will, of course, be connected via the team as well. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so much.
and have a good day. Yeah.
Thank you, you too. Thank you so much.